Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1. On the troll.
I had to forget it. Come on. It just happens.
Considering
I'm working under pressure here.
difficulties.
I'm working under pressure. You can't expect me to do everything right all the time. Right?
Yeah.
Guys, we are here.
Yes, you are forgiven.
We are here.
I hope I'm forgiven too.
But
The situation is out of our hands.
I've had to start afresh
Yeah.
because I've had to connect a different internet. So now we are at the mercy of the last hope in terms of our internet. But we're back. Listen, no one will succeed against us, will they? And you tell them that they will fail because they don't know our secrets.
Meyiwa will put a picture and only work with voice.
Exactly. That's the last resort. Now we're back. Let's go.
So guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much guys for staying, but I'm just gonna get right into it because you know cross-examinations are long and difficult, and yeah, big as hell as I go through it, guys. Sergeant Batu Bakai Mogola continued under cross-examination this morning, and yesterday it ended off with her denying that she got the traditional healer's information from Moses Bia's phone after the arrest, claiming that Moses Bia gave them Kulu and the numbers. So Mngomezulu opened the cross-examination by going through a chart sheet, and it had Muzi Aukalelwas Bia's name, which was in full, including Temba, which is another name that he has. And Mngomezulu asked Mogola to place the address on record. And Mogola read it as she could see it, and it was written 1818 Vosimozi Temba. Mngomezulu asked, is it supposed to be Tembisa instead of Temba? Do you agree? And Mogola said, that's correct, my lord. So you can regard that as a typographic error. Do you agree? And Mogola said, but my lord, if you can look closely, it's Temb. And you can actually see, you can actually see that the I and the S, it's like an I and an S, and which form an A. They seem to combine, and then they give you an A.
In Zulu, we call it Ugulumbana Gonkamisa.
I don't see, Mr. Ramos. I don't see how an I and an S will give you an A. I don't see it in the real world, in my own perception. I don't see it happening. So, if you can look closely, Mngomezulu said, so are you trying to explain the name Temba? And Mogola said, I'm trying to explain what I see in front of me. So Mngomezulu said, in other words, you disagree with the fact that it might be a topographic error or a typo. And Mogola said, my lord, I said, if you look closely, my lord, you can also see that there is an S, because if you can compare the last A and alphabet before the last A, you can see it as S. If you were to analyze and look properly, my lord. The judge was also zooming into the paper, into that document, looking for that I and an S and an A. And then he said, what is this in help of? Because the whole address is incorrect by the way I see it. Because the evidence as I've listened to it, it's Vusmozi section, so there's no section here. Then it's Tembisa and it's Temba. So the judge admitted that there's no I and an S and an A. There's Temba there. He admitted it. It's not us. The judge said he sees Temba, okay?
He started talking about Temba area from Mabopan or something.
From Hammanskraal. He says he knows of a Temba area. There is a location or a township called Temba in Hammanskraal. Ikona. It's a very popular township in Pretoria side. So, yes, Hammanskraal. I know, Hammanskral, there's a location called Temba. I'm just saying that this address makes no sense. And Mngomezulu said, it's the gist of the question lies on the number, my lord, and the possibility of a typographical error. That's the bottom line. May I proceed, my lord? And on the last occasion, we dealt with the issue of Dobsonville, where the version of accused number 1 is that you switched on his mobile phone and scrolled his contacts. You came across the name Mkhulu. And Mogola said, my lord, that is not the truth. The name Mkhulu came up on the 30th of May after Brigadier Kininda informed me that there is a follow-up information that I had to attend to. Mngomezulu said it is further my instruction that you immediately contacted that person who you later learned that it was Mr. Magwaza, who is the Nyanga that accused number 1 is using. And my lord, I still say that I went to Dobsonville with regard to other investigations, Mogola said.
What kind
which
of
linked
investigations
accused
are
number
these?
1. And all of them are linking accused number 1. She really wants these investigations she wants to be asked about them. I don't know, she's dangling, and you know how...
No, she was never she was calling them. There's nothing, man.
There's nothing.
She was never gonna say anything. If she was asked about it, she was gonna say this is high class, what, confidential. Is afraid.
Oh, so they are trying to bring that confidential file again.
Obviously. These people are failing to pull the Nongoma issue. They are failing because it's not there. It's not in their jurisdiction. It was not dealt with them. It was not dealing with them. It was not them dealing with it. It was not with them. This is my own thinking. Hence, they are failing. Because maybe those people in Nongoma are not the yes boss as the ones you'll find here in Joburg. You can imagine. I'm just saying.
Well, Mngomezulu said, when you went to Palm Ridge as per your evidence, you said accused number 1 directed you to the old man, Mkhulu, Mr. Zwane. Is that so? That was part of your investigation, and Mogola said that's correct. Mngomezulu says, so now when you confirm that you went to Dobsonville as part of investigation, what investigation is that? And Mogola said, I did mention the charge yesterday, which I was pursuing. The council felt that I was assassinating the character of accused number 1. I don't feel if I have to lay down all the charges which I was investigating. Mngomezulu then said, did you go to Dobsonville and meet Mr. Magwaza? You spoke to Mr. Magwaza. And did you confirm if he is an Inyanga? And Mogola said that's correct. And to all these questions, Mngomezulu then asked, did you confirm the relationship between accused number 1 and Mr. Magwaza? So you established that there was a prior relationship between the two, and Sibia and Mr. Magwaza, and Mogola said that's correct. Mngomezulu then went to the changing of the trousers in Mogola's evidence. She said accused number 1 said that the trouser was expensive, and that is why he was changing. Mogola said that's what he said on that day, accused number 1. Mngomezulu then said...
So just a question. Did you notice when Mngomezulu asked about the relationship between Mkhulu and Sbia? What do you think was that question for? That he went to investigate, right? And you satisfy yourself. What do you think that question was looking for?
I don't know.
I think it was just highlighting the fact that you are now claiming that you saw through them how they greeted each other in that police station, wherever you were, that these people know each other. You could tell. But you did an investigation on the very same thing and you realized that these people know each other. And then all of a sudden you are using this as them seeing each other in that police station was you actually getting that conclusion.
Oh, yes. And which he's just debunked.
He's basically if you had this Mogole,
Mogola.
she said she saw when it was being is her evidence in chief. She said she realized how they were interacting, then that they know each other. But you went to do an investigation. You booked someone to do an investigation, the whole investigation, and still you are coming back to say that you only realize when you're in police station that these people knew each other. Yet you are on the other side, you are admitting that you satisfied yourself when you went to do that investigation that these people knew each other.
By going to Dobsonville, to Nkulu's place.
Yes.
Okay. So Mngomezulu said upon approaching his room with the purpose of changing his trouser, Mogola said, "My lord, we did not go to his place of residence in order for him to change, my lord, a trouser, my lord. I said we went there to confirm, my lord, and verify his address, my lord." If I can count them many times. My lord said in one sentence. And while we were there, he is the one who requested to change it. It was not only his trouser, it was also, he also changed the flip-flops that he was wearing.
That's another contradiction between the SAPS. Because is it Mogane?
Yes.
Who says that these people went to change the pants there.
Yes, because he was complaining.
And then they were lucky to find the other stuff.
Now she's changing it and said, yeah, now she wanted to verify the address.
And do you think that this thing has been dismissed? Continue.
Mngomezulu said, what I was saying is the Kavela shoes he was wearing were more expensive than the Brentwood pants.
I wanted to say that, but I was not sure.
You can never be certain, right? But what I do know is that Kavela is an expensive shoe. It's not cheap at all. And it is more expensive than Brentwood pants. Depending on the Brentwood pant that he was wearing, it's definitely more
and the
expensive.
color of that, because also Brentwood is
and
charged
generally, Kavela shoes are expensive. They are high quality shoes. They are made to last longer. So they are expensive. They are not cheap at all. So it's very interesting that he confirmed that, accused number one, that actually these shoes that you're claiming that I changed are more expensive than the pants that you said I should change because they're more expensive. Make it make sense. So if he was that concerned about wearing expensive items, how come he wore Kavelas? Why didn't you guys say, but these shoes are expensive as well? Why don't you change them as well? Let's retain them. But let me continue to see why this thing is dodgy. Hence, I wanted to refute your words that he wanted to change his pants because they were expensive. Mogola said he is the one who requested to change a trouser. And my lord, he was also wearing Adidas top, of which I think it's expensive, as well as Kavela. Even the flip-flops he was wearing, it was Adidas, if I'm not mistaken. So my lord, I don't know what is the difference between the trouser and the shoes and the top, because he specifically wanted to change the trouser, which he indicated it was dirty. The trouser was dirty due to the fact that he was made to lie down, and also said that they would steal it in prison. So it was his choice, my lord. And my lord, even if you have expensive things, there are those you will value more amongst others. And I was thinking to myself, in my opinion, I mean, like, why are you so defensive, madam? Like, why are you so defensive regarding this pants situation? You know, he was going to jail. He was leaving everything valuable to him, okay, behind and going to the jail cells. I think the value of his freedom at that moment was more important than Brentwood pants. Come on. Is everybody with me? Like, I don't understand that reasoning of expensive. Maybe if they said it was dirty. And by the way, if he was made to lie down and was complaining about being dirty, then what about the top area? Why wasn't that changed? What about the jersey, the top he was wearing when he was made to lie down? I'm sure he would have wanted to change it too, because it is definitely he was lying down. They said tactical takedown. You understand? So he laid on the ground. So there's no way that the pants did not get dirty. The top did not get dirty with the pants. So something is off here. Mngomezulu wanted to clarify that aspect, and he said, did accused number 1 ever requested to change his trouser because they were dirty? And Mogola said, all I can say when we were walking to his place of residence is that he was complaining to say, why did we make him lie down? She even said it in Zulu to try and make it sound more convincing. At why ninlalisa phansi? She said it in Zulu just to make it more, to give it more sauce. And then when we got there inside the shack, when we were done with everything, he also added to say that, can I change this trouser because it is expensive and my brothers inside are going to take it. Ambafwethu lapha phakathi bazolthatha. Again, trying to make it sound more convincing about adding some aromas and some spice and some sauce. Now, the question I would like to ask is if accused number 1 had ever been to jail before this incident, and why would he refer to people in jail as his brothers before he was convicted of any crime?
They're creating a character that is familiar with the situation, and so that is going to be easy for the judge.
To make up
as
his
if it's
mind.
not easy already.
Already we can see that he's made up his mind. So they're laying the basis. The witnesses are laying the basis to say that this accused number 1 is familiar with the jail territory and the correctional facility. So Mngomezulu then said, well, he said he messed himself up and that is why he had to change it. Secondly, he says you took the trousers and until today it has still not been brought back. Wow. So they took the trousers. Wouldn't that have been evidence that he was indeed tortured? So the evidence was gotten rid of, allegedly. Mogola said, I have no knowledge of that, my lord. And what is your client, accused number 1, is saying is not the truth, my lord. I deny it, my lord. I did not witness accused number 1 wetting his pants. I'm like, Haibo.
Hey, they are giving themselves up. And the gist of the thing of this whole thing is Mngomezulu on purpose. He kept on dealing with the way it messed himself up. There is no description of how.
No.
And I like the comeback. And the judge saw that quickly. And it's like, no one talked about peeing.
After Ketukfagaza.
We know that we are trying to make sure that it doesn't go further down the hole. This is according to us, obviously.
Now,
we know that. All that we are saying could have let her go further down that road. You don't need to correct things here. Hey, testimony yakhe. You like letting people talk when it suits you. Let this person speak.
He has a tendency of trying to block the water from coming out. When the bucket is leaking and it has holes, he has a tendency of wanting to and he messes up while doing it. Like now, for instance, the judge came to her rescue or attempted to come to her rescue because specifically mentioning that he wetted himself, she was literally giving herself away again.
Why choose wet?
Why choose wet?
Why not the other way around?
Why is she
Even
so
if you
specific?
chose the other way around, we're still going to ask, why not choose wet?
Wet. Why is she so specific? That is the question that I had. And the judge came to her rescue and said, no, the evidence is not wetting his pants. It's messing his pants. There's a world of difference between those
Trying
two.
to say, don't go that route. disturbing Mngomezulu. Should have let Mngomezulu dance. He was dancing. He was in the mood.
He interrupted the momentum, lo judge lo. But then, actually, Mngomezulu tricked them, and they fell right straight into that trap. Both the witness and the judge. He chose not to be specific on whether he wanted or did a number 2. And you could see by the judge's did both. You could see by the judge's perception that he made a conclusion that he did a number 2. So the judge said the allegation is you took that messed up trousers and it was with you. When he said this, it was like he doesn't believe that such a madam would take accused number 2's messed up pants with. It's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that such a madam would take the looking at accused number 1. There's no way. He was speaking in disbelief. And then Mogola said, that's not true, my lord. And maybe, my lord, can I also ask the counsel to explain the messed up part because I'm clueless, my lord? No, you are not.
We don't want to explain that.
He wetted
We're
himself.
not there. Why are you
clueless.
interested in something that you disagree with?
You are not clueless, madam.
I agree you disagree with this thing. Why do you need explanation?
Mngomezulu said, if you have no knowledge of the said allegation or version, and this has to do with the dignity of the accused, number 1, may I proceed? She doesn't have knowledge, right? She doesn't know what happened. Then why would she want to know the details of how he messed himself up? Why is it important to her to know
This
that?
must have been an extreme torturing, eh?
It was.
Hey, I want to know, yes, eh?
It
Ella.
was. So I remember Mtogo crying about his own torturing in the testimony, in his testimony. No, I'm not comparing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna compare. I'm saying that with Mtogo it lasted one night. So can you imagine with accused number 2, not sure of when it's going to end, if it did happen?
Do you think they tortured him, Togo?
In my opinion, and from listening to Senzo Meyiwa, yes.
How? Because he was fetched by, according to his testimony, by Buthelezi.
I don't think he was tortured by Buthelezi.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
The female Buthelezi.
That's what I'm trying to say. The narrative of what happened in that house is what doesn't make sense. I think, and I would say this, I think the story of these accused was given to Mtogo.
To assassinate the characters of the other investigators. From
Yes,
the
that's
other
my
document.
thinking. That's my thinking. Because if you were fetched by Buthelezi, and then let's say it happens that you confess, as there are allegations that indeed there are confessions on the other side. That's why it's not easy for us to go the other side. How do you come out of that? How do you come out of those confessions? How do you debunk those confessions and whatnot? Don't you have to assassinate the character of that, so that even if you made an admissible statement, it becomes a statement that is not admissible now because of such. We are dealing with a trial within trial right now.
You might be onto something.
So I don't think that really it happened. Buthelezi is more focused. He would not let even a time for that to happen. Because by the sound of what happened there, it's like she left in Togo there for long and then came back. The deed was done.
Is it safe to share my opinion or my
It depends on what kind
my
of opinion.
speculation?
There are opinions behind the scene. There's opinion behind.
This one it is scratchy, like it itches. It itches. It itches, and it itches because around the time that Mtogo alleges to have been this happened to him, and considering the fact that he was so passionate about the name Buthelezi, and you have to also see that even in the accused torturing, there's a Buthelezi. I don't know. I think maybe he just decided to give the scripts to someone else. In my opinion.
What do you mean give the script to someone else?
I am thinking that the Buthelezi that Mtogo is talking about is not the female Buthelezi. That's all I'm going to say.
But then, indeed, Buthelezi went down there, right?
No, perhaps he took that incident. Perhaps it's not even the female Buthelezi who fetched. Maybe he took the scenario and kind of switched it to accommodate what the testimony should have been to cover themselves. But perhaps he was.
But during that time, there was no different dockets. Do you agree?
During that time, there were 2 investigating teams.
But they wouldn't interfere with each other.
Would they not?
No. How?
Zungu came and gave his version around 2019.
When was Mtogo?
2018.
Do you see? At that time, was it 2 dockets or 1 docket?
I'm not certain.
I think it was 1 docket. The shenanigans were not there yet, maybe.
So you really believe Mtogo was not tortured?
I don't believe he was tortured. I think he was later, just to align him. But it's a different scenario, different case, not during that time of the fetching of the to the office.
I also remember Sfiso's interview that he did, the one that we reacted on. You know, there was a part where he was saying that Tumelo and Mtogo were taken.
Yes, that is the second time, right? Yes, that's where I think all these things happen, not the first time.
Okay. So Mngomezulu then said, after you executed the J50, okay, so he started off by first asking Mogola Uguti, when he approached accused number 1, what was the main purpose and what was the sole reason? And Mogola said it was to execute the J50. So after they executed the J50, did you then arrest him and detain him at the cells in Tembisa? And Mogola said, no. Mngomezulu said, what are the provisions of the J50 when you are doing investigations? And Mogola said, we execute and we go and detain a person. However, in this instance, I used the opportunity to ask accused number 1, since I had knowledge that he was also involved in other cases. Mngomezulu, we've heard this other cases line before. It was even used with reference to accused number 2, right? The other cases, oh, he had a lot of cases, but a little cases didn't Mogane. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm picking these things up. Well, Mngomezulu said you executed the J50. You were curious about other cases. Were you the investigating officer on those matters? And Mogola said other dockets were investigated by my office, so I had knowledge of them. And Mngomezulu said after it was executed on the 30th of May 2020, since it is your evidence that the matter was not placed on the roll, as it required further investigation on forensic analysis. So those investigations, right, after the analysis and the matter was placed on the roll, the investigations were completed. You arrested accused number 1 on a J50 warrant of arrest. And Mogola said that's correct. With this case number under 217 of 03, it required no further investigations. Mogola said, when I received the docket, I had to complete the investigations. The investigations were not completed. I'm sorry if I'm going to sound like, but Mogola doesn't sound like a person who investigates. I'm sorry. Someone has to say it.
It's not us, it's the caller that said such thing. By the way, Emily, just to give you a background of what we were arguing about, CAS 375, apparently it was opened on in 2019.
2019.
So 2018, we're still intact.
Oh, still intact. Okay, thank you guys for the correction. Thank you.
So whatever happened, and I can tell you now, without any fear or favor, I can bet my money on this. The case that Mtogo opened, it's around 2019, 2020. What I'm trying to say, it can never be 2018 case.
He just moved there a bit.
No, looking at how this case is, this one, it can never be 2018 case. All shenanigans that are happening 2019 going upward.
Okay, I understand. Well, with this case of 217 of 03, it required further investigations. And Mogola said when she received the docket, she completed the investigations, and the investigations were not completed. Mogane claims that she is the one who completed the investigation. She's the one who completed the investigation, and it's not like I got the docket with investigations completed. That is not true. Well, Mngomezulu said he needs clarity on the legitimacy of the J50 and asked, do you know what is a J175, the summons? And Mogola said yes. When issued, it has a date of trial, and Mogola said that's correct. So it specifies the date in which the trial will be heard. The judge shook his head, saying that it's not quite correct. It indicates the date of the first appearance or the next appearance, not necessarily of the trial. No, I understand the law, he said. Mngomezulu said, my lord, I don't want to argue with the court, but I would be prudent. It would be prudent if we had the copy so that we can refer to the specific document. You can ask the witness. Mngomezulu said, do you have the J17 in your pocket? And Mogola said, no, I never applied for a J175. It's part of the content of the docket. Are you telling me that? Yes, it is one of the essentials of the docket. Mogola said, I do not have a J17. I did not apply for a J17, so I don't understand the counsel when they say it is a requirement that it must be in the docket. Neither the return of service in the docket. Mogola said, what is it, my lord? The judge laughed. All right, let me just leave it because I can understand that you are not fully informed of the judge became Mogola's character witness now and said, no, this witness is clear. She says she never applied for the J17. She applied for a J50, which she went and executed. Now, what did you think of the judge's behavior with regards to that?
He was testifying.
He was testifying.
Yeah, the man was testifying.
On behalf of the witness.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was testifying. It just didn't make sense.
He likes doing that a lot, doesn't he?
And I like the fact that Mngomezulu put it on record what was happening.
He did put it on record.
I like the fact that he did put it on record. He didn't let it slide. It is crazy. And the judge is like, I was following this thing. You approach the magistrate in chambers, Batung.
Oh, the time when he said
Lord.
Batung. I was also shocked.
My lord, are you answering for the witness? The judge, no, I'm not. Because if J50 is issued, I mean, you are testifying. You are actually giving. Basically, this person does not know, could have not known, but you have just given the scope beforehand.
Yes.
You've just decided to give the scope.
You just decided to give them a memo.
Everything. Not even a scope. I'm lying. It's a memo. Because it has everything that is needed. Everything. By the way, Stembile Mkanas, thank you for your donation. You are very kind. You know? Very, very, very kind. Thank you. More so after this. Thank you, Ned. Thank you very much. You are kind also. $20. Thank you. We appreciate that, so that we can also have that fast internet. We actually do. The internet that is showing us flames right now is a fiber internet.
It's the one we heavily rely on.
Is the one we heavily rely on. What we have is what I use. What we are using now is what I move around with, which is my personal one that I get. But yeah, this is South Africa, our land. So the judge here was literally giving evidence in many ways that you can actually look at, and is busy. You know what I don't like about this man? He's disputing. He's busy saying, "No, don't accuse me of giving evidence. Don't accuse me of giving evidence." Yet you are giving evidence. You know, it reminded me of that story of Mr. Zuma when he was telling, what are you saying to Bas? Don't accuse me, but he's still giving evidence. You know? But continue, I mean.
Well, the judge became Mogola's character witness this time and said, no, this witness is clear. She says she never applied for J175. She applied for a J50, which she went to execute. Mngomezulu said, may I address the court with regard to the knowledge I have? When a matter is struck off from the roll, they'll issue summons. They'll issue summons to the address where the accused is residing. And those summons will be given to the investigating officer to effect service so that on that particular day, the accused must appear in court. And the judge said, quite right. Mngomezulu said after that, they say, for instance, the suspect was not found, then he or she will go back to the court with the proof that there was no service of the summons, that is the return of service. If the return of service says that the person, after the investigating officer is satisfied himself or herself that the person is not found, firstly by doing what? The contact details of the suspect and the people that he's residing with. They need to know the whereabouts of the suspect. And if it is to the satisfaction of the court that the person cannot be found, then they can issue a J50, which is a warrant of arrest that will be circulated for his arrest. That's how he says he understands it, Mr. Mngomezulu. The judge said, correct. But this witness says that she didn't consider the J175 because the accused was missing or had vanished. Is that what you were saying?
Oh.
Mogola said, that's correct, my lord. Now, our issue here, Judge, we the people of the court of public opinion, we want to know, where is the proof that accused number one was missing? Where is that proof?
Ooh, and it's not even about the proof
that he had vanished.
Look,
there has to be paperwork to prove that
Mngomezulu was not even asking about the proof. Mngomezulu was laboring the issue. And thank you again, Ned. Another $20.
Thank
Ned,
you.
not Nelly.
Ned. Thank you, Ned.
Oh, Nelly, I think is above. Yes. The judge.
Will help.
The judge is stopping Mngomezulu from establishing the process that he just explained to the judge, and the judge said, you are correct. Now, Mngomezulu is trying to actually find that process if it was done. And the judge is blocking that whole thing. After saying, you are correct.
He blocked.
And then you go on, you block everything. J50. And then, this is did it. This is... Overselena stands up. My lord, I don't want to. We don't want to labor this.
Point.
But my lord, I think J50, the issue of J157 is just a discretion, my lord. A discretion is not a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
You know, it's a process.
It's a process.
You can't say it's just a. You know, Baloyi has this tendency of making big things look small.
Small.
You know, and if you believe
Like
him,
they
you
don't
believe him with
matter.
your own. Yeah. Just
He
because
has that tendency. Yes.
judge
He
is
doesn't
fighting
take
another
that.
fight this other side. The judge is saying, no, I agree with you. That's the process. And
But-
Mngomezulu is establishing if that process was followed. The judge is stopping that because he knows that his child there. And then this one stands up. My lord, we don't want to labor this point. At this point, my lord, all we are submitting is that this is just J157 is issued at the discretion, my lord. To show that he was just
Mumbling.
They don't even entertain his issue.
He was
The
just
fight is still between the judge and Mngomezulu.
And in that mumble, it's a shame. It's a shame because Mngomezulu said, "What was the procedure that you followed after that? How do you bring an independent application to obtain the J50 without a J17?" But he stood to object.
In a sense, a J50 is supposed to be followed. It's supposed to follow J157.
You've done the J175.
Is it J175?
J175.
Yeah, J175. Yes, sorry. And then
Which are summons.
Yeah,
Tells
you summon
that
someone.
You are
Yes.
due to court, or
On
you have
this
been
date.
accused of such and such and such, and you are due to court on this specific date.
and then this woman just stood up and went straight to J50.
I also know that you can't just issue a warrant of arrest. It doesn't work.
He
like
went
that.
straight, the power
How come
that these people have, straight to J50. Arrest. And then they come back. They remove 1818 Smirnov. They remove one. They make it 818. So that it can push their narrative of J50. For me, this is like a cover for this J50 that doesn't have a backup. That doesn't have a procedure that was followed. To say that we had 1, 2, 3, we had 818 instead of 1818. So this person was nowhere to be found.
That's what they're trying to say.
And this
But
judge is defending
But do
that.
they have to back that up? Is also something that I'm curious in finding out.
And that's what Mngomezulu was trying to find out.
Yes, and they stopped.
How
him.
did you establish
The
that?
judge stopped him. Let us not say they. The judge in particular is the one who stopped him from laboring that point. Well, Baloyi stood to object, saying that it's not correct. He said it's a discretion of the prosecutor, a J50 which can be applied for those in those instances.
A discretion of a prosecutor. Kusho ukuthi this man, can you imagine?
When I
Baloyi is
heard
a
discretion,
prosecutor.
yeah, when I heard discretion of a prosecutor, I got worried.
Baloyi is a
I
prosecutor.
got
He's the
very
one who
worried.
deals with these things
He
also.
does on a daily basis. It's
So
his job.
this is his defense, where all the time he decides to allow
Discretion.
J50 to go through.
discretion of a prosecutor. So what they are telling us is that you can have a case against you being investigated without you knowing, and then once you are done investigating, they come with a warrant of arrest to arrest you, and then claim that you could not be traced without proving that they looked for you, or that they gave you you gave an incorrect address, and when they entered your address wrong. Please note that Mr. Baloyi is a prosecutor, implying that he signs J50s on a daily basis. And we have to wonder, he just signs them without proof that the investigating officers issued J175s to the suspect or not. We have to wonder that now, considering how he's behaving in a court of law, in front of Pamgwa, the whole nation,
He's telling
an
us,
international
Guta,
audience.
I can move you straight with J50. It's not a problem. And I'll argue that it's my discretion.
ngizwe ngisaba, guys. I
Warrant
felt
of
so
arrest,
scared when I heard him
direct.
say that. He was like, discretion. I'm like, oh, I don't come.
And remember, if they muri with that now,
discretion is not a good.
if they
it's not-
muri with that now, it becomes difficult to get. And you might take this J50 issue lightly. It becomes difficult to get bail because now you are at that point.
Considered a person who runs
And
away,
at this point
a
in
person
time-
who cannot be found, a person who doesn't have an address or who gives wrong addresses.
Yes.
That's what it says.
And also,
about-
it's like you are absconding. You
You
don't want to
abscond-
come. You don't
yes.
want to come to in front of the judge. So, in front of the magistrate. So, what is happening is really worrying.
Yeah,
And considering how this case has been moving, the cases are not sticking, but people are still kept in detention, if you may call it, or in jail, if you may call it. So it is worrying how they are moving.
Yo, guys. Yo, when you get arrested, immediately sell everything you have, get a lawyer. Get a lawyer, mtagabao. But there's a possibility that your lawyer might be Mgiako if you're not careful. That's another issue.
Hey, that one of Mgiako is gonna be left unattended. If this case was to collapse now, we would never know about this Mgiako.
No, we'll never know.
But hey, if it collapses, it collapses. That's all we are looking for, so that we deal with 375.
He may come out of nowhere. Hey, Asas, the judge became a prosecutor again and co-signed what Baloyi was saying by saying that he doesn't understand how this wrangle about the J50, it doesn't assist them. It doesn't assist us. Him and who? Who is us? Because we the people want to know. We the people, we want to know. How come this J50 was issued without the J175? How? Mngomezulu then said, hence I said, I'll leave that for argument. The judge became a witness this time around, saying that yes, because this witness said she never considered it because her sources told her that the accused, number one, has vanished and that she said she contacted her sources, which means informers. Is that not so? So informers can spy on you, can look at you, and you don't know that you have a case against you. Okay, the informers are doing their informing thing, and the informers inform the investigate. That's why I'm not convinced when she says that she did investigations. What investigations did you do when I'm Mogola? Like everyone is doing things for you,
Is
and
Muzi
this is your case.
is Muzi there? Yebo. Can you
Yebo.
see Muzi right there?
Yebo.
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 You know, like those are things. Those are things of informers. Just
But he
saying.
vanished, and you don't verify whether he's vanished or not. You just say J50.
Because your informers, Yebo, he just vanished. He just went to buy bread. He vanished. Yebo.
And then when you get there, this prosecutor doesn't ask you, does this person know that they are being investigated? Where's the J175? No, he's not interested in that. Is that Mogola, madam, here, go and arrest that person. Now, they vanished. They
Bring
don't
that
have to
person
prove
here.
to the prosecutor
We
that
will.
they vanished.
We will. After you brought this person here,
Word of mouth.
those cases can fall. It's okay.
So,
We will deal with the issue of sense. We will hammer on that direction.
if Mogola was able to convince a whole prosecutor to do that without a J175, wow, she's amazing. Amazing. The judge proceeded to be Mogane's character witness again and said, and then she gets a message to say this person is somewhere in Vusmusi Hostel or Ramatukwini Hostel.
They are
Is
still
that not
using
so?
Vusmu's hostel. There is no Vusmu's hostel.
They don't want to believe that there's no Vusmusi.
Like,
They're in denial. They don't want to believe that because it messes up the script. Allegedly.
it's so zinkulu.
Vusible's the hostel. They don't want to let it go. They saw it. Yes, I saw it, my lord. I saw it. I unrefutedly, unbelievably saw it, my lord. Well, the judge said, and then she goes there with Buthelezi and whoever, Mabena. That's how I understood the evidence, Mr. Mngomezulu. Mr. Mngomezulu said, may I address the court with relation to the submission made by the state, by my learned colleague, to say there is an application that can be brought because the witness must place it on record if such an application was brought by the witness. The judge said for the J50, Mngomezulu said on the basis of the J50. The judge answered in frustration saying, you approach a magistrate in chambers, but whom? And I'm like, Judge. Mngomezulu said, my lord, the court is answering for the witness. The judge said, no, I'm not. If the J50 is issued, she said she signed it, and affidavit is that not correct, and then presented it to the magistrate who is in chambers, and the magistrate looks at it, and if there is no case, it dismisses the application. Mngomezulu said, so that means I have, before he could finish, Mogola said, sorry, my lord. Mngomezulu said, no, I think with your permission, may I just leave this aspect, because if the court intervenes in terms of giving evidence, which is supposed to be given by the judge said, no, I'm not giving evidence. I'm quoting the law, citing the law. That's what the law says.
What law? What is law of it?
What is law?
You just explained the procedure of how things happen. Okay?
Mm-hmm. He didn't cite the textbook.
No, nothing. Around. He was just moving on what. If you need to give so and so food, you need to kneel down for you to give so and so food. That's what you did. Yeah. Which is testifying, because now we are dealing with the nitty-gritties of the case, of what happened, and therefore this person can just she agreed with you.
She did.
And I mean, your job was done.
Dived in, Dagaba. What no? What? That does not have to happen.
You know those
like, yeah.
You know those movies from India where someone would jump in an impossible. No. I can't.
They finished us those movies.
We watch a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a movie, guys. That courtroom. Mngomezulu then said, but the witness is under oath and is expected from her. The judge said, no, fine, you can continue.
It's too late, Judge.
Mngomezulu said,
but I can bet you, man.
It's too late because answer.
But I can bet you, man.
Script now.
I can bet you, man.
Her a script.
I can bet you, man. If Mngomezulu continued asking that question, she was not gonna be able to answer. Just he needed to ask one question before he asked the question again. From the judge. I'm telling you, she was not going to be able to answer this question.
You think so?
I'm telling you.
He likes giving witnesses memorandums. It's so weird. He interrupts cross-examinations. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life.
And testify and defend and object.
Protect. Who are you protecting?
The only thing that is left is to use the word objection.
Yeah, that's what's left. Objection. That's what's left.
We see what if this did. I told you, Malo, just object. If in confusion, you just have to object. You remember when I was shouting that just object. Even if you don't have a reason why
when the defense was sitting down and never objecting, I remember you said it. Just object.
Just object. For the sake of your objection, you'll be corrected. You'll be corrected along the way. To object. You see, Valoi was objecting.
Discretion with the prosecutor.
And
you are putting yourself in the fire.
Nisi had to even say, I do not know why my learned friend was objecting. I don't know what to deal with here. It's just objection. just to disturb the process. Objection.
Ooh, wait.
Why are you objecting? Did you stand up after that? No. It disturbed that process.
Yes.
Objection.
Well, the judge said, now you're accusing me of giving evidence. I'm just citing the law as is. Mngomezulu said, let's proceed with other aspects. The judge said, okay. And in my opinion, it felt like a man who had accomplished his mission. It's clear that he was blocking the probing of the J50, giving it away to us, the people, that there's something there. Prior to the issuing of this J50, something is not right. The version of accused number one, Mngomezulu said, accused number one, after his arrest, was assaulted at Lethabong and questioned about the death of Senzo Meyiwa. He denies being in possession of ammunition and he denies giving you permission to enter his premises. Mogola said accused number one gave permission to go to his place of residence, and she categorically denies that the accused, or accused number one, was ever assaulted by herself or anyone who was with her on that day. She said, I also deny he was taken to Lethabong. Mngomezulu said, and furthermore, there were more or less 7 cars when he was arrested. And Mogola said, I deny that there were 7 vehicles. It was myself and Constable Buthelezi and Sadiki, and we were in 2 cars. It was in Vosloorus that there were more cars because Brigadier Gininda and Mabena came in their cars. There were now 4, my lord, from Vosloorus to Ayrton. Mngomezulu approached the accused, and when he came back, he said, it's my instruction further that accused number one was not detained in Tembisa as per the J50. He was taken to Vosloorus. And Mogola said, that's correct. We left and went to Vosloorus. At Vosloorus, he was taken to a municipality area and he was further assaulted by the police, insisting that he must give them information relating to the death of Senzo Meyiwa. And Mogola said, my lord, it is not the truth, my lord. It is a lie that we went to municipality in Vosloorus. We went to Vosloorus police station and we parked at the parking lot between the police station and the court. He was never assaulted because that place is an open space. And when we left Tembisa, he had already made admissions. And that is why I had to call Brigadier Gininda to say the accused had made admissions in relation to Senzo Meyiwa's murder. That's when Brigadier Gininda said we should meet at the police station and not directly drive to the Basutung hostel in Vosloorus. Now the judge was giggling. I don't know what was funny or what he found funny. And as I was thinking, why is she so defensive? For someone whose car did not have a AVL installed, why is she being so defensive? Your AVL, it was not on your car.
You see,
there's nothing to back up what you're saying.
One thing that I noticed, and I mentioned it yesterday, she would do anything to defend the name Brigadier
Gininda.
Yes.
When it pops up.
Even if she was not there, those are lies.
Those are lies, my lord. Those are lies. I'm like, hey, man.
I can put my head down.
I can put my head on a chopping block. Hey, man.
Oh.
Yeah, such passion.
Such. Madam.
Well, she said he is lying, my lord, when he says he was assaulted, my lord. On that day, we went to Vosloorus police station and we were parked at the parking lot. When we left Tembisa to Vosloorus, he had already made admissions. He is not telling the truth, my lord. He is lying, my lord. And when he's saying that he was assaulted, I even asked him why he was telling me what he was telling me. He gave me the reasons, my lord, why he's telling me what he was telling me. I don't know if I can tell the court the reasons which he gave me. Why? Because it sounds like you will deny that the assault took place. So what's the point of those reasons? What's the point? Then Mngomezulu said, you say he made admissions. Were you aware that before somebody makes admissions, you must lay the basis for them? And Mogola said, that's correct. What is it? Mogola said that I gave him his constitutional rights. And Mngomezulu said, that is all. Mogola said, then I asked him a question and he answered.
Mogola is allegedly pathological liar.
Allegedly.
Yo.
If you don't know what a pathological liar sounds like, you
No, this
must
person will
listen.
answer a question
You must
without
listen
even
to
understanding
this
it. That question, she
cross-examination.
did not understand it. She answered it, though. She answered it. You know, when you are in exam, you know that rule that when you write, more so when you are in an exam where you are writing questions that requires you to describe. Yes, they say you don't leave a question unanswered, even if you don't understand.
You must just lie.
You must just, even if you don't understand, you just write some.
You
Those
must
2
use
marks
the
and 3
basis
marks
of your
are better than
knowledge.
nothing. That's what she was doing.
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
She was feeling the missing words. Whether she understands or not,
No, as long
she's
as
going
the page
to answer
is
that
full.
thing as long as the page is full.
I've been in those
Nisi had to
situations.
correct.
Yeah. I've been in those situations.
And indeed, sometimes you do out of 20 get 3 marks of
Yeah.
that. And that 3 marks takes you to 5th.
It depends on how convincing you are. But is she convincing enough? Mngomezulu then said on the 31st of May, after he was booked in at 1:45 in the early hours of the morning, he was booked out again at 11:30 in the morning. A confession was already taken according to your evidence.
Guys,
Why
just
was he
like the
booked
video.
out? Mogola said for further investigations relating to the illegal substances and other cases, including the one which is before the court and the other various matters. Yes, guys, please hit that like
We have
button.
200 people, 200 likes,
Please.
645
Please.
people watching.
I am begging you guys. Hit the like button. Hit it. Don't be shy.
Hit it. Let us push it to 400 or
It doesn't cost a thing.
500 or even 600. Why not? We are
Why
600
not?
here.
Why not? Why not? Why not? We are following this case. Because this is what Mzansi Reality is here for. We pay attention to every single detail that happens in that courtroom.
So that we can deliver to you.
Yes,
And all we ask for is like.
just a like button.
And then we get those
Press
people
it.
who are really, really good-hearted. And they donate. And that's
thank
okay. We appreciate
It
that.
goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
It really does.
But all we're asking from you is the like.
Kalihlo leni choncho for non-Setswana speakers, it means with a zoomed eye, with a very particular eye. That's what it means. We follow this case like that. Everything matters. Every detail counts. So Mngomezulu then said on the 19th of June 2020, he appeared in court. Mogola said, I know that he appeared, but I was not there when he appeared in court. Mngomezulu then said, and the matter was postponed to the 30th of June. And Mogola said, I don't
You see what
know,
I'm
my
talking
lord."
about? You see? She didn't get the question.
No, she just answered.
She just
said
answered.
in
And then when she realized that she's messed up, she says, no, you said accused number 2. Yeah, you must blame a lecture. No, you didn't. This question was not clear.
Mogola said, I don't know, my lord. Do you know if accused number 1 was ever detained in Silverton? And Mogola said, before this question, you were referring to accused number 2. And Mngomezulu said, no, I'm referring to accused number 1. I'm still dealing with accused number 1. You are saying on the 19th you were not present. And Mogola said, Mngomezulu was referring to accused number 2. Accused number 1 was escorted by herself from Valeria police station, and he went to Tembisa magistrate court because he had to appear in court on the day. And Mngomezulu asked, do you know if accused number 1 was ever detained at Silverton SAPS? And Mogola said, all I know is that the accused was detained at different police stations due to COVID infections around the time.
Thank you, Dagwashe. I hope I'm pronouncing you correct. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you. Thank you. So yes, it is possible that he was detained at Silverton police station, and Mngomezulu said at some stage, accused number 1 requested to the presiding officer he be kept in prison because he was being assaulted when he is kept at the police stations. Can you dispute that? Mogola said, check the date. I can only see the accused was escorted by SAPS Silverton. I can see he is asking to be detained in jail. While Mogola said he made his remarks about the assault at court. Isn't that interesting? So accused number 1 made the remarks at a court that, you know what, these people are beating me.
Where is this judge was saying, was there any case open against
He
you?
was quite like a church mouse.
Was there any case open? Have you realized all these loopholes that Baloyi disclosing? The judge gave those loopholes to Baloyi.
Yes.
At least there's something that we can work with.
Something on record that can be worked with. And when he
And it's through the judge, by the way. And the judge took action because what happened is that this man was put into
a
jail.
different prison.
It was a prison from the
From
cells
the cells at the police station
in
to a
Silverton
prison.
to the prison. Some other judges are decisive. Even the one who dismissed this thing by saying, and you can, it's a small court.
Yes.
But listen, this judge
These judges are on point, man.
is on point, man. He's saying, one, there's time that has lapsed in that issue of dance.
Yes.
And there's someone who was in the house. 2, you had no warrant of arrest, no warrant of search. And then, number 3,
the bullet,
no evidence.
The ammunition, the exhibits were
No,
not presented
yes.
in court. Those bullets that they say they found, they were not in the court.
And guess what? That case is not in the presence of the court. We know why? Because that case sort of kills this case, because that would mean whatever that they are claiming they got to that side, it was obtained illegally. Well, Aborating Kuzmalang ingena High Court here.
basibonisa imhlola.
Izinja zegame
Basabisa
ukabati.
court thina siwumphakathi. We the people are afraid of the court.
We are coming there. We are going to correct you.
Mogola then said he made these remarks at the court, and when he did, I tried to find out who were the police officers who were assaulting him. This
And
is
guess
Mogola
what?
saying
Guess what? You
himself.
didn't find anything, right?
No.
Because you'll never find anything against police. You are part of the
Cover
group.
each other, my lord. They cover each other, allegedly. Yes, you can't see your colleague get into such disrepute.
Yeah, FM. It's like Momakeza. I want Momakeza. FM.
Why would you do that?
They will never leave each other. No.
No.
Exactly.
They're comrades.
They are comrades.
So
Common sense.
nobody, SAPS, nobody could confirm that there was such an incident. Of course not. Of course they wouldn't. And at some point, he lied in the investigation. Mogola is saying that accused number 1 lied. That's why he was demanding to be taken to prison. He wanted to go back to the police cells again when he complained of the porridge.
We don't care.
And I refused because I said to him he would accuse us of assaulting him. Ati Parishi, aigwali sandla.
Stories that you hear from your what do you call that channel?
Mzansi Bioscope.
No, that channel that deals with people who are from jail. What is it called?
Oh, Agenda Network.
Agenda Network.
It's a fave of mine, but sometimes I get scared. I'm like,
Yeah, so you hear those stories there, you come back, you testify using them. Hey, this one. Which one?
so there was someone on Agenda Network, Ati Parisha Gwalisan. She watches Agenda Network. Allegedly. Hi guys, this is funny. And she said it in Zulu again to make it sound like they're cute, like to give it more sauce. I must say it in Zulu. Well, after the tea adjournment, Mngomezulu went into the evidence of accused number 2. Mogane said she was not present during the arrest of accused number 2. And
Thank you,
Mngomezulu said,
Veiws. Thank you.
"Thank you, Vuyokazi. And my instruction is that you communicated with him prior to his arrest. Do you dispute that?" And Mogane said, "I can put my head on the block, my lord. I deny it." Okay. It looks like she has a whole dictionary of figures of speech about denying allegations at this point placed against him, Takabao. She has that dictionary on standby. The judge asked what type of work was he promised, and Mngomezulu said it was never specified. But the answer to accused number 2 was that he is employed. And Mogola vehemently denied this, saying that it has never happened in her career that she would call a suspect and question him over the phone. She said she saw accused number 2 on the 17th for the first time in the boardroom in Pretoria North, and Mogola said she was not present during the interview with accused number 2 in the boardroom. She said that when she arrived, she was informed that accused number 2 had already given an alibi. She also said that Brigadier Gininda was not present, while accused number 2 said that he was. Mogane said that accused number 2 is lying. She said no to the question on whether photos were taken. And Mngomezulu asked, was there any inquiry regarding the tattoos that were on his body? And Mogola said, "My lord, as I said, when the questioning took place, I was not there. In my presence, I did not witness any questioning. Therefore, I am not in a position to say whether the questions on the tattoos were asked or not, because when I arrived, they were already done." Now, on the 18th, the day they went to Carltonville, Mogola said that she was driving a white Golf 7. She doesn't remember the registration number of that white Golf 7. She had been driving it since she had an accident in Msinga from the 4th of June. She keeps saying Msinga.
Hey,
is it
accident.
the name of the police station where she works?
Hey, that accident, my daughter. Dotito. I'm not sure if this is correct. Thank you, MT Darwin. Thank you.
Thank
very much
you. Thank
for your
you, guys.
contribution.
Thank you. Dotito. Is it Dotito? I'm also
Tito. Yeah.
listening to Mr.
MT Darwin. Thank you.
Then asked if the registration number will be reflected on the logbook. Mogola said only the SAP number. However, on the statement given regarding the AVL, the car registration, it is there. Asked if it has a tracking device. Mogola said they can look.
Oh,
Mogola
you could
said
have
she
answered
met
that.
accused
You
number
said
1
obvious.
again.
Emily, you could have answered that. He could have just said it doesn't, because all of them, even the so-called Golf 7, that is white, which could be a BMW / it doesn't have anything.
No, she has to go around and around and
Suka.
around and around and around and around and
Obvious,
around.
all
And
of
then
them, they
arrive
are
at-
not going to have anything.
Well, she said on the 18th of June, she says she was traveling with Brigadier Gininda, and he was the only passenger that she was with, and she was the driver. On the 19th, she was driving the same car, and she was driving with Brigadier Gininda. And on the 18th, Mngomezulu asked, accused number 2 said you were present with Gininda and another male who was wearing braces at Alberton. Mogola denied being in Alberton on the 18th. She said, therefore, my lord, it is a lie. Too bad we don't have the AVL records of that Golf 7 to verify if it's a lie or not.
And you'll never have.
So-
Forget.
I'm inclined to not believe your statement, madam. But Mngomezulu then said it was at the time when he was assaulted, tortured, and tubed by Jonathan and Makena Buthelezi as well. Mogola said, my lord, it is a lie, my lord. I deny it. It never took place. But she said she was never there, Mos. It is 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times a lie, my lord. And I'm like, but you said you were never there.
That's what I had a problem with. All the time, this person says, I was never there,
You
but
said you were never there.
she's willing to put her head against whatever that is hard for all I care.
Mngomezulu said the reliability of your evidence on whether he is lying will be drawn from the evidence given by Mr. Mogane. When Mr. Mogane, Jonathan Buthelezi, and Maphumulo were cross-examined, they were informed about the version of accused number 2. All of them denied and said accused number 2 was lying. They denied to be within the vicinity. When the evidence of the AVL was led, it transpired, according to the recordings, that the Toyota Fortuner on the 18th of June was near an engine garage, and Baloyi stood to object. Mngomezulu understood the objection and corrected himself to say that it was near Grey Avenue. Baloyi said it's not correct. The preposition had been put to Mogane that the assault occurred on the 19th and not on the 18th. Look at Baloyi dodging. Removing the gray and now talking about the date. The objection is based on the date. Why are you not basing it on the Grey Avenue? Why are you running to the thing? It's just to stop. Well, the judge said, when was the assault? Look at the judge entertaining it. Well, Mngomezulu said on the 18th and the 19th. The 18th in the evening next to engine garage, open area next to the garage. There's an open area next to engine garage. That's where it happened on the 18th. And on the 19th, it was at Orlando next to flats, also a dumping site. So there are 2 dumping sites at Alberton on the 18th. And Mngomezulu said on the 18th she was not present. Later on in the same evening, that's when the witness, Brigadier Gininda, arrived. I want to clarify the reliability of your answers when you say that this is a blatant lie. The answers of Mr. Mogane when he was driving near Mali and Collins was confirmed when he was led the evidence of the AVL, but initially he had denied being next to an engine garage. Mngomezulu said Buthelezi and Jonathan initially denied joining Mogane at the garage. The evidence, which has been confirmed by Mogane, I will submit, was not reliable, which was subsequently admitted by him, and it is in line with accused number 2's version. So Mogola said, I still deny it. Mngomezulu said, you are denying something that you were not present when this thing happened. Mogola said, just because Mogane said certain things, you want to put Mogane's version and you want to draw my conclusion from Mogane's version.
Just because Mogane was lying, do you mean I'm also lying? Yes, all of you are lying. You must be modest, but yeah, yes, all of you. Don't you hear that you are like, you're going to dig each other?
Then Mngomezulu said, I want to demonstrate to this court that the witness I mentioned are not reliable, and I will demonstrate that you are also not reliable. It is very much easy for you when you are sending the witness box to say the accused was lying. And Mngomezulu said, after the accused was put in Jonathan's car, he was assaulted by Mabena while Buthelezi stood outside with the door open. Mogola said, I don't want to comment because I did not witness that.
It's changing now.
Hi, Megshush. Hi, it was difficult. It was tough. Then Mngomezulu said Jonathan was also present. He knelt and pushed his seat to press him hard, and that is when the torturing tubing took place. A plastic bearing the name True Words was used to cover his face, and Mogola said, my lord, no comment because I wasn't there. Mngomezulu said soon after that, they drove to a place which the accused could see was a dumping site or a dumping area where he was further assaulted, tubed, and electrocuted. And Mogola said, I cannot comment because I did not witness that. Mngomezulu said, and that is when you come in. You then arrived with Gininda and the man with braces. My lord, Mogola said, I repeat, I was not there, my lord. And Mngomezulu said, Mogane was heard by the accused saying, Yegelani Diman. And Mogola said, my lord, That is not the truth. I was never there and I have never seen the accused being assaulted. Mngomezulu said the plastic was removed and he was bleeding. Mogola said, my lord, I still deny I was never there. Mngomezulu said shortly thereafter, everybody dispersed. Mogola said, my lord, I still say I was never there. The accused was bleeding and all that. I still say it did not happen. Mngomezulu said, then the accused relating to the 19th, that's when he denies meeting Rapadu on the morning of the 19th. The only time he remembers meeting Rapadu was at Barakwana or Chris Hani Barakwana Hospital. And Mogola said, I did not witness that. I cannot confirm. And Mngomezulu said the significance is that Mabena and Mogane went to fetch Rapadu at Chris Hani Barakwana Hospital. Mogola said, I was not there, my lord, therefore I cannot comment. Then they were 4 in the car with Rapadu. They then drove. Then he saw a board at Orlando next to a dumping site next to a disused ATMs. And Mogola said, no comment, I was never there. He was further tubed and assaulted up to the time you yourself and Gininda and the man with braces arrived in a white BMW. There's something about this white BMW, you know. It is not there.
And you know, Mngomezulu is one of those
it's not there.
lawyers that would leave you hanging. You know, those lovers that would leave you hanging. You're about to reach where I wanted you to reach. You know, I'm like, he's getting there, He almost got there. This person says the last time he saw accused number 1, when was it? Was it 19?
It was on the 19th.
19, yes. And during that time, according to her theory, she was driving a Golf 7. Was it white? White Golf 7. White Golf 7.
White.
All right. And you are saying that's the last time this person saw you. But you claimed on your statement that, hey, this person might have seen me driving this white BMW. When did he see you driving that BMW if he only last saw you driving a Golf 7 that was white? I'm like, Mngomezulu, he's there. Just finish. You've dribbled everyone. just pass the ball to the net.
So you wanted him to finish it off to
Yeah.
say accused.
That's Golf 7. That is white. I enjoyed that line of questioning because he was just about to say, you last saw this person on the 19th. How could he have seen your car that you are driving that you got on 2021 now that you claim now that is just aligning his story to your car because he saw it? Where did he see it? Let's please like the video, guys.
Where?
686, 300 and something likes. Let's please like the video, please. But yes, I thought he was just going to finish it.
Mogola said that is a lie. And Mngomezulu said upon your arrival in plural form, Gininda opened the boot of the BMW and sat on the boot. And furthermore, he took documents and handed them to Rapadu and told him, if you don't sign, the assault will continue. And that is when accused number 2 appended his signature on the document. Mogola said, I still repeat, those are lies. Mngomezulu said all the pages were not signed, and that is why they had to drive to Moroka to put the thumbprint. And Mogola said, my lord, that is a lie. Did you see accused number 2 on the 20th of June? Mogola said, we went to Booking on the 19th. We came back on the following day, early hours. So the 20th, I was still with him. Mngomezulu asked, you said you took accused number 1 to court on the 19th at 12:53 during the day. And Mogola said, I picked him up in the morning. Mngomezulu asked, the evening of the 19th, where were you? And Mogola said she was on her way to Booking police station. Mngomezulu wants to know why accused number 2 still had the keys to his room in his pocket on the 19th of June when he was arrested on the 16th of June. Why? This is before ammunition was found in his room, according to the police. Mngomezulu said on the evening of the 19th, where were you? And Mogola said, I was traveling to Bukeng around 7 to 8. And Mngomezulu asked, as you were traveling, where were you traveling from, Soweto or Tembisa? And Mogola said, Ayrton is next to Soweto. Before you left for Phokeng, where was the escort, Jonathan, Buthelezi, and the rest? And Mogola said, I left Ayrton with Gininda, and he told me that Mogane and Mabena, they are already on their way to Phokeng. I did not see Jonathan and the others. Mogane said she only saw Mogane and Mabena. She did not see Jonathan. On the way to Phokeng, there was no escort. So Mngomezulu asked, was Mogane and Mabena escorted on that evening? And Mogola said, when we arrived at Phokeng, it was only Mogola. When we arrived at Phokeng, it was only Mabena, Mogane, and accused number 2. So there was no escort. Mogane said they left for Phokeng police station going to his place of residence. She did want to answer whether he was in the car out or outside. And Mngomezulu asked Mogola if they take everything they are in possession of, and if they searched the accused when they booked him in Valeria police station on the 16th, okay? Mogola said that she was not there. She was also not there when he was arrested. So Mogola wasn't there when accused number 2 was arrested, according to her version. And Mngomezulu wanted to know why accused number 2 still had the keys to his room in his pocket on the 19th of June when he was arrested on the 16th of June. Okay, this was before ammunition was found in his room, according to the police. And Mogola said, like I said, I was not there when he was booked in, but I know that when a suspect is booked in, his items would be recorded. Like if there are shoelaces, things if not of not much value would just be kept there, but not recorded in the SAP 22. Mogola said, and if he has to be booked out, if he needs anything he's able to take that as he goes out. So before he went back with him to Phokeng on the 19th, he asked that you give him his keys. Amen. 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 I'm done.
Or you
Drop
did
the
not,
mic.
or you did not take the keys because they were not important.
Ow. When you are arrested, they take everything.
Ah,
They are also afraid. that
those things, they take everything, yes. They write what they want.
they write what they want on the SAP 22.
Maybe Baxter was right. Baxter was correct.
What did Besta say?
Says they stole some of his things.
Oh yes, they stole expensive. Ooh, Besta, how can I forget? He said they stole his items. It was a long list of expensive
Expensive stuff.
laptops. Yay.
So the case was dismissed.
It was.
The case of possession of
Yes.
live ammunition.
Yes, it was.
It was dismissed on the basis
Not
of...
put on the roll.
it was not on the roll, yes. On the basis of... There's a possibility of tampering with that date, with the house, because of the time that has lapsed. On the basis of no warrant of arrest. So there was no warrant of arrest to arrest Ntanzi.
No.
And
Confirmed,
there was no warrant of search for that matter.
Confirmed. Check.
And then the exhibits never existed. And hence the docket of that ruling and the judgment of such is not in court today as we speak, because it doesn't look good.
Well, Mngomezulu said it is the version of accused number 2 that those keys were not used. It was only when they returned from his room that he asked them how they had gained entry when the keys were with him. Mogola denied that. And Mngomezulu said accused number 2 will tell the court that he never gave anyone permission to enter his room and the alleged ammunition was not retrieved in his presence, the results of which he was acquitted. Mogola said, my lord, all I can say is the keys were from his pockets and Sergeant Mogane is the one who found the ammunition as he was looking for the hoodie. Mogola said the reason accused number 2 was acquitted in the unlawful possession of ammunition charge was because between the time he was arrested on the 16th of June in the company of his girlfriend and the 19th when the discovery was made, the court could not conclude the accused knew about the ammunition, especially with someone, a girlfriend, having been there, which is also valid. While Mogola said, I think it was fair. Didn't you? While Mngomezulu said, was that the only reason? And Mogola said it was one of. And Mngomezulu came with the other reasons. Mogola couldn't remember those reasons.
In fact, he couldn't deny 2 of them. No warrant of arrest, no warrant of search, but denied the last one.
Yes, she did deny the last one, of which was that it can't be true. This is how she responded to the last reason of that, the evidence being in the forensic or not being made available in the court. Well, she said this is the reason she gave. Mogola said that it can't be true because the exhibits were forwarded to the forensic science lab.
Obvious, if you look for them now, after a while, you will be able to find them after a while.
And Mogane was the investigator of that case. So if the court wanted those exhibits, he could have just gotten it from the forensic science lab. And the judge seconded Mogola by saying that that is where they are usually kept. Angazungenaphi, judge.
And after a while, already we have people who are here to give evidence from the forensic, from whatsoever. Already, I mean, you will find them after a while, you know. Guys, please just like the video. 300 people out of close to 700 now. 300 people.
Mngomezulu said, my lord, I hear what you are saying, but about the rounds, it does not make any sense. And Mngomezulu said, I think it's for the court to make sense of it. Well, that was Mogola saying that it doesn't make sense about the rounds.
Because already, if you go for that direction, you might be able to find them. I'm saying, you lose a car, Emily, they steal your car in a garage. You look for it under the bed. And you might be able to find
under the bed. Not under the bed.
I'm telling you. Haven't you lost your stuff? Haven't you lost your stuff such that you look for it?
Even in places where you know they won't fit.
You go look for your cell phone in a sink of that full of water. You look for it there.
Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe you placed it there.
Well, Mngomezulu said, I think it's for the court to make sense of it. The witness had the logbook with her, okay? And Mngomezulu asked that in her testimony if she was using a pocketbook. And she said she was using her diary. I think, hey, mara guys, niyawabona namaponisa lawa.
Diary ke. Yabona ke indaba ye-diary yaqala kanje. I-diary phela. You can rectify it anytime. You know? You won't be able to see the ink when was it written and whatnot. You know, you can rectify it. Already it was written. I'm sure it was written. Don't be surprised without any request. When you see Baloyi coming with, my lord, this is a diary that Sergeant Mogole was talking about. We would like to submit it as an Exhibit DD diary.
Even Jonathan said he was using a diary. I remember, like, kunomshika diary. Diary. Are they not allowed to subpoena diary of the police officers?
No, it's their personal diaries.
Oh, their personal diaries.
You subpoena that, you'll be stabbing yourself on a foot.
They will correct.
Not correct.
Allegedly.
Not correct. You correct only if you wrote something.
They will write. Allegedly, they will write entries on the diary that corroborates their stories, allegedly. So Mngomezulu asked,
Maybe it's already written.
maybe it's already.
Who knows? I mean, these people are capable
Why
of
diary?
bringing things that were
Why
written on the
diary?
20-something of
Bonke
October.
basebenzisa ama-diary. Why? When they are
Because-
supposed to be using pocketbooks.
Because you cannot lock them in a certain door, a certain room where you will not be able to access it. You will lock it in your house. You can go start afresh, get a new diary. Here's Emily, starting from Pukeng, moving to what, disagreeing with AVL. You know, you can do that.
Then we're supposed to believe them in their versions.
So if you subpoena that, subpoena it at your own
Risk.
You know, even with this AVL, you are lucky. You know,
People don't want to play with
there's
their,
a third part and a fourth
their
part.
money.
Hey, you are lucky. Hey,
Hey.
now you
Look
might
at
take.
what happened with the bank statement.
Hey,
Just look at what happened with that bank statement.
hey, you are lucky.
Ziyabuya. Ziyabuya.
Hey, you are lucky.
Well,
Next thing, Konamanje, you get a different AVL that was just taken recently. Someone takes that same car, drives it, and then change the date.
Ziyabuya.
Hey.
Mngomezulu asked to stand the matter down to peruse the logbook. Well, it seems like nothing was found in that logbook because post-lunch sitting
There's
it was
nothing
done
obvious.
with a cross-examination. So now it was Advocate Charles Mnisi's turn, and yeah, it was a dance. That's what I can say. It was a. I feel like Advocate Mnisi just stood up for the fun of it. She just said, "Today I feel like cross-examining."
I'm not gonna play with someone's child.
Yeah. Nisi said, would I be correct to understand you that when you kick off explaining rights to the suspect, it is to legitimize the interview you will have? If the rights don't happen, what would be the effect that non-explanation of his rights? And Mogola said that process would be illegitimate. In other words, unlawful. And Mogola said yes. The first time, Nisi said, you explained accused number 1 his rights in respect of this case. Where were you? And Mogola said, at Vusmusi Hostel. Nisi then said, was it in a car, at a table, etc.? Mogola said he was sitting in the car and I was standing outside after making inquiries. The window was open. Mogola explained what she said to the accused when reading him his rights. You know, the right to remain silent, the right to whatever, the right, those rights. Well, Nisi said, you did so in Zulu, so he could understand. And Mogola said, yes. And he responded by saying, yes, I understand. Not, yes, I understand. Yes, I hear. Yes, I hear you. Yebo nyakuzwa. Then Nisi said, did you tell Sibia now that I have explained your rights? You need to tell me what is it you chose to do or what he chose to do. And Mogola said, yes. And Nisi said, at what point? And Mogola said, after giving his rights and he said he understood, he started to make certain admissions. Nisi said, I'm not saying narrate the story. At what point did you say to him what your choice is? And Mogola said, the council is blocking me. I'll try to tell you at which point. Mogola said, I gave him his rights. He said he understood and he started telling me about his knowledge or involvement in this case. I stopped him as he continued and I told him he's not compelled to make any admission or confession and a lawyer can be provided. And he said in Zulu, he doesn't need a lawyer right now. Ute, agimdingi ummeli mina.
Imagine, just imagine.
I gonna die.
Could people even believe their lies? You know, these days they just believe their lies. They're like, yeah, I'm convinced this is what happened.
Oh, no way. So that's why I asked him. She said, why are you telling me this now? And why he didn't come forward and tell the police? He said one day he has to take responsibility for the death of
You're afraid.
Nisi asked, at what point did you say, Mr. Sibia, what is your choice? Mogola said, while he was making admissions. Nisi asked, why did you have to wait until he makes admissions to you that he has a choice? And Mogola said, when you give someone their rights, that on its own is a choice. It's an option. That's what she said. Nisi
So he's
said,
saying you've covered everything.
yeah, when you give someone their rights in its own, that's a choice. That's
Ayizwake into enibophisayo. Ayizwake ngoku.
Nisi said, why even before you embarked on the interview, did you not ask him, what do you choose, Mr. Sibia? And Mogola said, when he said he does not need a lawyer, that was the end, my lord. Yane. Yo, guys. Andy, kola mina lento ngizwayo. I don't believe what I'm hearing. So, basically here is that the option, do you want your lawyer or a state lawyer? Do you want your own lawyer or a state lawyer? When reading the right, okay, there is no choice for I don't want a lawyer. There's no option. It's either you want a state lawyer or you want your own lawyer. There's no choice for I don't want no lawyer. How did Mogola arrive to that? And why did they not organize a state lawyer?
No, why are you saying that? Why are you saying Mogola said only two options?
Because that's what it is, but she's saying that accused number one said that they don't want a lawyer. What is supposed to happen when they are reading your rights, right? And you express that you don't have a private lawyer or you don't have your own lawyer. Aren't they from there supposed to organize a state lawyer? So they just say...
That's as if you said you want a lawyer.
So he said he doesn't want a lawyer.
Said so no need for a lawyer. He said it, most. He said no need for a lawyer at this point in time. I want to sing like a canal.
Well, the judge also supported this and said that it is not uniform. So the police are not compelled to get a state lawyer for the client as long as he said he cannot... he doesn't want one.
The argument there is that the woman,
yes, Mogola,
was not compelled to give that option to ask questions that are giving options. Sorry, you have a right to a lawyer, your own choice,
yes.
or state if you cannot afford one.
If you cannot afford one, the one from the state will be provided.
Yes, and if you don't want a lawyer, then.
But it's not there as part of the rights.
But
one was saying that last one, it's not there.
What is important is that this guy eventually opted for none of the two. So
we're supposed to believe Mogola and all these police officers when he said I don't want a lawyer. We're supposed to take their word for it.
No, what I'm trying to say, what they were explaining there, what they were laboring there, is that it is not the duty of the police to ask the follow-up questions, such as, do you want a lawyer, or what do you choose? Do you understand? That's what Nisi was on about. What do you choose? After you read my right, sharp, I don't dispute my rights.
Yeah.
Then, after ngizwile, what do you choose? After you heard me, what do you choose? Do you want a lawyer or you don't want a lawyer? I don't want a lawyer. Okay. That's what Nisi was laboring there, to say that from understanding, did you give this guy options after that to say, okay, now, Emily, choose. Do you want a lawyer or not? Do you want to continue to say this statement or not? Stuff like that. It was not given to this person. Just by saying I understand does not mean anything. Or I hear you does not mean anything. It means that I hear you. I hear your voice. I could be hearing your voice, or I could be hearing in a form of understanding. It's an open-ended statement.
Well, Advocate Ngumalo didn't have cross-examination for this witness, and Advocate Munyeki, who works with Advocate Mshololo. I know a lot of people are disappointed that Advocate Mshololo.
No. Who are disappointed? No, I'm not.
You are not.
Mendoza. Karagata. I moved well.
They've already given him a name, you guys.
Karagata.
No, he's also.
It's Madam.
He's also, at Madam. Advocate Munyeki.
I've got one question. Madam.
Voice. Guys, why are you not liking? Please press the like button. Please press the like button. I was not ready for Mendoza.
Okay.
I've got one question. Oh my goodness, he said Advocate Munyeki also had a couple of questions, okay? Munyeki said, my lord, we just have a few questions for clarity. Madam, when you arrived, or madam, I'm saying madam, I'm saying it wrong. Madam, when you arrived at Phokeng, where did you say you went to? And Mogola said, we started at Phokeng police station and then went to where accused number 2 was staying. Munyeki said, you said that when you arrived at Phokeng police station, you found accused number 2, Sergeant Mogane and Sergeant Mabena. Is that correct? And you further said you were escorted from Phokeng police station to the residence of accused number 2. Madam, are you 100% sure about that evidence? And Mogola said, yes, that's correct, my lord. Munyeki said, and as you said before, you are prepared to put your head in the block to chop. And the judge said she's never heard of Mary Antoinette. Well, Munyeki said, that's what she said, my lord. Madam, if I tell you now that Sergeant Mogane said when they arrived at Phokeng, they never went to Phokeng police station. Mogola said, when we arrived at Phokeng police station and Brigadier Gininda arranged that a vehicle must escort us to the place of accused number 2. So I know for a fact as we went to the residence of accused number 2, we were following each other with a marked vehicle from Phokeng police station. Now, why does it sound, madam, like you were there on the 16th of June when he was arrested for the first time? And you said you were not there. But the version that you are putting, it's that of the 16th of June, is it not?
It is.
Well, Munyeki said, madam, this is not what Sergeant Mogane is saying. Yes, Mogane did not say that. Mogane didn't say that on the 19th they were escorted. He did not say that. He said they were not escorted. They had to wait. Is it the part where they had to wait for Brigadier Gininda to go to the Phokeng police station? They were waiting outside the residence of accused number 2. Is that not the 19th? When they made the second, they were going to search, right, for the hoodie. Well, Sergeant Mogane said that when they arrived in Phokeng, they went straight to the residence of accused number 2. Only you and Brigadier Gininda went to Phokeng police station. That is what he said. And in fact, that's what he said. That's what he said. He said that. And Mogola said, maybe council can tell the dates because there is a time when Mogane went. Munyeki then said, that is the 19th of June 2020. And Mogola said, on the 19th of June 2020, we arrived at Phokeng police station, found Sergeant Mogane and Mabena, and Phokeng police station assisted us in terms of escorting us to the residence of accused number 2. Therefore, we departed from Phokeng police station to the residence of accused number 2. Munyeki said, madam, let me also tell you that Sergeant Mogane also produced an AVL report that also confirms his own version that according to the AVL report, they never went to Phokeng police station. They went straight to the residence of accused number 2. The judge said, sorry, I don't think you listened to Mogane's evidence. But judge, you're wrong. Yes, you're wrong la. Wrong. Mogane's evidence, he said, was it is practice for police when they enter a different jurisdiction from theories to go and announce their presence there and even ask for escortment because we are not familiar with the area. That is Mogane's evidence. No, it is not. Okay. At this part, I felt like maybe I'm the crazy one. But Mogane did not say that with regards to the 19th. Okay. And he asked Munyeki, did you hear him say that? And Munyeki was sure. He said, I maintain that is what he said. We can go to the records, my lord. I know for sure that is what he said. To that effect, he even at that stage was leading evidence on the AVL report that showed the address of accused number 2.
Imagine this judge objecting to one thing that this man prepared for. Those are prepared this thing for the whole week listening to this thing, only to ask one question, and you think he can get it wrong? I am sure. I am.
What? We listened just for one question, and you think he can get it wrong?
Come on, man. Use common sense. It's common sense. Common cause. Guys, the calls are open. Let's just take short for everyone because the time has been chowed by Ingang.
Yeah, today's cross-examination was long, guys. I'm sorry. My apologies, okay? I had to go through everything. It was interesting. I don't want to be lost.
Government workers always have protocol and guidelines they need to follow and use when working. It was shameful when Ratha said to me that form is not a must. Does it mean our justice is bush? You do not you do as you please and don't follow the state protocols. Then why was the form provided in right? I knew someone was gonna call. Zanzi, hello. Zanzi, hello. A minute each. Skona, Mjani. Skona.
Siyaphila man.
Yeah.
No, very short.
Okay.
Number one, lo mama mfundisi. Noma ngahlangana endleleni angibudisa angeke ngivuma ngiyaziba ngitshela mama ngoba ngangibudisa. Number 2, lo mama lo lento bekayibhala Friday. Ngiyafisa ukuthi kube yimi engiyibakhayo. Ngoba bekayibhala ama test on Friday. Hayi ngoba akalaleli lo mama. Akalaleli ukhuluma wakhe shona le. I don't know mina ukuthi ekabhala nasingamanga ukuthi ekabhala lo mama. And there was some colleague uthi bayambhala statement. Namhlanje ngiyamkholwa. Ayikho njalo mama lo.
I know.
Hayi unkalakatha yena ungqedile. Hayi unamandla unkalakatha.
Namandla kalakatha.
Yabo.
Danke kalakatha. Right, the caller says he wishes he could be the one to mark what this woman was saying in court. Writing on Friday.
She had an exam on Friday. And
she had an exam on Friday. I didn't even get that.
And he was also saying that Mam Fundis, even if she were to pass her on the street, she wouldn't believe a word that she was saying. He wishes that he was the one marking that paper she was writing on Friday. And she doesn't listen, according to the caller. And Ngalagata is the best.
Nzanzi, hello. Just a minute and we go to the next one. Hello.
Hello, how's it?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good. So just two quick points. So on the one of Mogane, I don't know. Mogane said he traveled. So if you listen to the evidence carefully, initially Mogane said he said he went to the police station, and then the way Mogola is saying it now.
Yes.
It's just that when the AVL came, that's where he changed.
Yes.
If you pay attention, he changed it.
Yes.
So now Mogola forgot that he changed during the AVL. So she's still stuck to that old story that they put together. So now I think that's where she messed up. You see. So that's the first point. And then the second point is the introduction of this AVL. They also messed up in the sense that they you know how the judge always just comes in there and then he just misrepresents the version and then he confuses Baloyi. So Baloyi at some point thought that the judge, because I think the vision that they had was that on the 19th, when they're supposed to go to Morocco, so the judge even said no. Accused number 2 was not in Morocco. He was being assaulted. So they thought the version was for the 19th. So that's why they said, okay, we'll disprove them using the AVL of the 19th, because that AVL does not align with that version. But the version was actually for the 18th. That's why they were able to just bring the AVL and say, okay, we'll just speak to the 19th, because these guys have the version for the 19th. So that's why then they got, it was a mistake, because they just wanted to show the 19th, but they forgot that actually the version starts from the 18th. So yeah. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Short and sweet. Thank you.
I love it. I love what is happening.
Continue calling, guys.
I love what is happening.
In that woman's head, Spear is not worthy of respect. The way she speaks so low about this dwelling place yesterday and today. Porridge story was the distasteful problem with people who violate other people's rights. They end up seeing their victims as fools and less human.
Yes.
Uthe mase phikisa i-AVL, I was like, this woman's liver is something else. The way the defense Gininda reminds me of how Zandi Tumelo Mtogo were so defensive when Longwe's name was mentioned. I was with the defense I wish the defense could get Ndanzi's phone's record to prove that she did phone him. When Mngomezulu put it to the judge about the AVL, I will confirm the dumping site. He was trying to tell Baloyi and the judge, don't try your games with me. It was a subliminal. Hey man, subliminal. Yes. Subliminal. Message.
Well, interesting about Ndazi's phone, because when you get arrested, don't the police take your phone?
They do. Remember, Mkulu denied Spear in court. So Mngomezulu, highlighting that they know each other, rebuts what Mkulu said in court. And then? Yo umama mfundisi ukuba ukukholwa kuke makuye kwe akusuma mfundisi le makuye akusu hey I don't know, allegedly I don't know. Hey let me just
It's a code name, guys. Mom Fundis is a code name. She's not.
Igama lakhe umama mfundisi.
When they are in the streets working, they call her Mom Fundisi. They don't want to use their own
allegedly.
names.
Hey, umama mfundisi talk too much. Someone else is saying that. Hey, that one is inviting me to comment. And next thing. Hi Emil, Nipina, okay. This was I will Emil. What happened to your life, guys? It's written video was removed by uploaded. Is it network problem, load shedding? Maybe okay. I think this one was rectified.
Yes,
thank you. But if you missed us, so you went to sleep.
Problems.
It's okay. You'll find it again.
Yeah.
We rectify it.
I will put it on the community tab. I have to, because
now we are to internet. Usa bye zamanje. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, njani?
Sikhona njani?
Khona. Bengicela pause.
Yeah.
yes.
Ubuthelezi. Nathi esikhathi ashale technical karate. Sawuzomuzi. Usibi. Uthe usibiya ufuna ipasi, ne?
Yeah.
Ipasi lesendlini.
Yeah.
Why manje uma mfundisi athi ngibe wa change brand uthi? Question number.
uthe bebafuna ukushintsha Brentwood and then bebafuna ibus. And then umama umfundisi yena uthi no. We just wanted address.
Yes.
So the question is, why are the stories contradicting each other in terms of why they went to Sbia's house? I think the caller was separating the two. One submitted both those to say, the first one, Mogane, said, we went there to change the trouser and also check the ID combined. And then the other one is saying, no, we were just looking for address. So that in case this person gets, what we call it, bail, then we know the address.
That she even saw that
that she ended up getting wrong.
She saw
818.
on the wall, it was written 818.
Just see, so that we don't leave. Right. So Mngomezulu, Sbia was never denied in a sense there. They knew Sbia through someone else. If I remember correct. It's a minute. Hi, how are you?
Very well. Hi, Mr. Anonymous and Anonymous. Hope you guys are well.
Hey, we're good. We're trying.
Yes, you should. You should. You gave us 1 minute, so to the point of my
You've got
question.
You've got two.
Well, we're giving you a bonus.
Thank you so much. No, I think for today, yesterday now, several key things stood out. I give it to the defense because many a times on the chat you hear that these guys are not prepared and whatsoever nonsense that people don't understand. Law and the defense, how they prepare as well. For me is that I give it to Mngomezulu, Mnisi, as well as Mendoza, as you would call him.
Hey, Mendoza.
Yes. I like his name because he's what's his surname?
Munyeki.
Mnyeki benga yeke today. He didn't want to leave anything on the table.
Yes.
And I appreciate that someone who is a stand-in for another lawyer could be so on point and articulate and stand his ground. And that's what you wish for this guy, the dark, yes, him to stand up, because even when he was asked if to say something, he sounded unsure. Should I say something, my lord, or whatever, this guy? And that's the thing that I really applaud of the last gentleman, because we need that in this case. It shouldn't be that Mshololo or someone is not there. And for them to stand up for each other, because today was we can't be shocked anymore. I said it last time, we can't be shocked anymore with Ratha, but every time he does something, it's like, it's a shocking. And I'm wishing that Judge President comes back in to just sit in through this nonsense, because it is uncalled for that you are here to seem to be neutral, but you're not, and then you place a supposition about your own conduct and saying, no, I'm not leading or whatsoever. What he's saying, he states something, he states something and then covers himself up, and then he says to the defense, oh no, continue, as if I said nothing. And with that thing that he said lingers with all of us, that the judge just said something that Baloyi will use, that this witness will use, that will stick with all of us as who are listening to this case, that this person is actually judge, jury, and prosecutor at the same time. And yet he expects us to see him as impartial. And that, I think, he is the worst of the worst. And I think taking someone who's retired should be easy for the whatever board for the judiciary in South Africa should take and say, this guy is retired. He can just go and, because this case is really going to be challenged on all fronts, and I think that's important, that as much as their defense is working on this trial, they also should take everything, and I think that's what Mngomezulu also is doing by letting him make these mistakes so that they can use it to challenge the whole proceedings, and they should do that. Create a case already as they're continuing. They shouldn't defend. And I like that Mngomezulu, yes, he stands for certain things, but sometimes he doesn't challenge it too much, because not challenging it actually helps you. Because it's a loophole for you to say, okay, I'm going to take this. It's something for me to take it on review. And that is what is important, that they build on the other case as well while they're doing this, because now there's so much evidence that they can use. I'm sorry for taking more than 2 minutes, but all the best, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, he's our regular caller, okay?
We give them airtime. We give them airtime. Those who call regularly, who are with us, come hell or high water, obvious.
They need to articulate to themselves.
And all of
fully.
you guys, we love you. We love you. Tuli Tools, for example. We love you, man. Ned, we love you. Mimi, Loliwe, we love you. I'm noticing that you are becoming a regular.
Thank you.
And Langs was gone for a while, but
Now
he's
he's
back. Space a regular. Tembelani Kanye. And we have Busisiwe Stebe,
Yes.
our moderator.
Hi, Busisiwe.
Shauleka Mafumo. And then Tapsile,
Tapsile.
the regular.
Hi, Tapsile.
Ntozis Langa is back.
Mthokozi
Regular.
Silanga.
Mimi. Okay.
Mimi.
Nostelo. Regular. Sibanda. Regular na, yeah, regular. Sia. Regular. Sizwe. Not even regular. Is part of us.
Yes.
Let's see. Tembelani Kanye. Let me see. What am I missing here? So people. Whitston. Trying to find people that Lucy. Jablani. Basi. Lulama. Gladys. And just going around the comments. Noxolo.
Hi.
Matumelo. Keba. Let me see. Chuku. Regular.
Chuku is a regular, yes.
Samora.
Nickname, I can never forget Chuku. Samora. Did you say Samora?
Ingoma yasenquthu. Regular. If he's not live, I think he comments in the morning. I see Zozo Mahlangu.
Hi.
Mrs. K.
Regular. Hello. She's a, I don't know, he or she, but
Mrs. K. What do you mean she or she?
I don't know. I mean, you
Mrs.
never
K.
know.
Why would you call yourself Mrs. K?
You never know. Pela, you know.
Okay. Don't even. You see, now you want me to say things now.
You know who I miss as well? Shout out to Azania.
I don't know.
I
Where
don't
is
know
Azania?
where Azania is, guys. If you know Azania, please tell her that Mzansi Reality
We miss her.
misses her. Okay.
Mimi.
Azania Mxhosa.
Yeah. Maybe she changed her name here. I'm hoping.
You think so?
But I'm hoping that.
But please let us know if you did.
Tembeka Shiva. Azania is the person we started with
From day one.
from day one.
Okay. Azania, I miss you, girl. Come back.
Yeah, guys, if I didn't mention.
Call her. Remember there was a time
we used to call her.
We had
If-
one episode with her.
If we
was
didn't,
nice.
if we didn't call you, Tulitu's Pedro.
Tulitu.
Pedro is a regular.
Petro. You're also a regular.
Yes,
I am glad.
regular. Rivak. I'm hoping that's the way it's called.
River.
Western from where? Namibia.
Namibia. Shout out to Namibia.
Mzansi, hello.
Shout out to Namibia.
Hello,
All our
sanibona
Namibian
njani?
viewers.
Sikhona njani?
Hello, Mr.
Yes, yes, sir.
It's Mr. Anonymous and Sis Emily.
Yes.
Yes. It's nice for me today to be on air.
Yes. Welcome.
Yeah, I've been listening to your show, guys. It's been a while now. And you are doing a very great job, guys. Nisebenza ngokutimisela kuhlala isikhathi lesi nisahleli namanje.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, nisemsebenzini nje ngathi. Mphathi ngiyafisa ukuthi ekugcineni kwale case celebrate sonke baphathi ngoba kuze nitimisele nisebenze so because you can see that this matter is very serious and it is trying to go the wrong direction. So you guys want this case to go exactly the right direction.
Yes.
So I will really appreciate at the end if I celebrate with you guys. Another thing, just for 2 minutes, because I can see you want to rest. When it comes to the policies, the police is doing most of their jobs without following the correct procedure. Especially on this case, you can see that there is a lot of gaps. So even though you want to believe that these guys they committed this crime, but even though they did committed this crime, but on this case you cannot believe, according to the police services, the way they breach the procedures. The only thing that is important is the procedure, and it's a lot to talk about, but there is no time, guys. But thank you very much. I am Freedom Tulu. I will call you isikhathi esizayo.
Thank you,
Thank
Kapash.
you. Thank you.
Okay, sharp.
Thank you.
Yane.
Busisi was Te, Bazana, I wonder, hope she's okay. Labi Zwanami today, I sleep while my phone keeps playing. Yeah, that's those are the people we're looking for. Thank you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Ngithi from Zanzi. Kalakata.
Hey.
Akutshela ngathi I'm very sure. What I am sure. Bye bye guys.